recording this. All right. I am really excited. It is July, officially halfway through the year, which is pretty unbelievable. After the month we had last month, we are already at 75% of the sales we did last year. So we're going to surpass that by a ton this year. And the fact that you guys are hitting Success Club like crazy. Last month, I was so proud of you guys for stepping up and hitting that goal. It just blew my mind. So we had the goal of hitting 896 Success Club points, and we hit 921 as a team, which is insane. And I think I calculated that out. It was like over 460 people our team helped last month alone, which is pretty amazing. Just super proud of everybody for pushing through in the summer. I know that can sometimes be a challenging time. Well, some people say it can be a challenging time for, kicking off your business or whatever, because a lot of people are busy with summer and vacations and stuff, but I think this team proves it wrong. It doesn't matter what time of year it is. You guys always step up to the plate and do an amazing job. And I'm just super proud of you guys and super proud to be on this journey with you, like I say every month. And I kind of did a quick reminder on the team page, but this month is the first month for qualification for the Diamond Retreat. So for those of you that are new, the Diamond Retreat is something we started last year and something I plan to continue doing every year. It's a weekend retreat away with all the other Diamond coaches on the Team Hard Hitters team. And last year we just did, team building. We had people from corporate come talk to us. We went up to Tahoe. We went ice skating. We had dinners together. We had like a private chef come and cook for us. We just had a blast. Took over this little mansion in Tahoe. It was snowing the whole week when we were there. It was just so much fun. And so this year we're actually hosting the retreat in Salt Lake City, which is where the corporate office is. So we're going to have a private tour of corporate. We're going to get to meet with one of the vice presidents of Beachbody. I have lots of really fun things planned. We rented this huge house. It can actually sleep up to 42 people on beds, up to 60 people if we include all the blow-up mattresses that they have. So we have plenty of room for as many diamonds as are going to make it. But the requirement was you have to hit Success Club 5 in July, August, and September, and you have to be a diamond coach by September 30th and hold your diamond through the retreat. So you can't just hit diamond and then lose it, the next month or, the next week, whatever. So those are the qualifications. So this month is month 1. So if you don't hit Success Club this month, you're kind of SOL. Whether you hit Success Club the next 4 months and you're a diamond coach, sorry, you need to start hitting it this month. So just something to be aware of and something to start pushing for. Okay, so the topic for the call today is the topic for the call today is back to the basics. And there's a reason why I wanted this to be the topic for the call and why Shane is going to spend, this call talking about the basics of the business, is because I think so often we get so caught up in rank advancements. We get caught up in income and, especially rank, because even Beachbody as a corporation has said that they put so much emphasis on rank. And, a lot of times that's where we kind of get caught up in is rank advancing and what, how much money can we make and all that kind of stuff, which all of that is great. And there's a place for that in this business. But when that becomes our focus, then that takes away from all the amazing things that makes this business, the special part about this business. What I love about Beachbody is that we aren't just selling products. We are seriously selling a lifestyle change. We're helping people get healthier. We're helping them work out more consistently. And for those of you that have been coaches for a while, you realize that becoming a coach is way more than a business. This is like a family of people that we have around us. I don't know about you guys, but I'm way more confident. It's been so rewarding to grow a business from home with my kids here. It's helped me to get more in shape and eat healthier for me and my family and teach my family healthy habits. I mean, all of those things go way beyond just growing a business. So I just want us to kind of remember why we're doing this. And the reason we're doing this is to help people. When I first signed up to coach. The reason I decided to coach is I had joined a challenge group and I fell in love with the accountability of the challenge group. I fell in love with being able to work out at home, how simple that was. I wasn't spending money on a gym membership. I wasn't having to take my son to those nasty gym daycares or get a sitter so I could go to the gym. I could be consistent working out at home, and I was getting great results. And I loved that people checked in with us and that I felt like there was a community of people that cared what I was doing, which sometimes when I went to the gym, I didn't even feel that. I felt like nobody cared that I was there. And it was cool to be in a community of people that actually cared that I was there working out. So I decided to jump on to coach because I wanted that for other people. I wanted other people to have that same feeling and realize there's an opportunity to get in shape at home, especially for us moms that stay at home, and just to have that outlet for us. So I jumped on to start coaching. And I remember my coach, Jackie, and I got on our, getting started right call. And I was asking her all these questions. And I remember she said, "Hey, Kelly, how are you planning on growing your team?" And I said, the same way I joined. I'm going to run awesome challenge groups. And then the people that are posting a lot, I'll just present them the opportunity. I'll ask them if they want to be a coach. And that's how I grew my business for the probably first year to year and a half, was running challenge groups. I ran 1 to 2 challenge groups every single month. I was hitting Success Club 10 every single month. So I knew I was selling those challenge packs and getting those products in people's hands. And when people started posting consistently, I'd introduce the coaching opportunity to them, say, "Hey, have you ever thought about being a coach?" I'd send them a "What is coaching" call. They'd sign up and they would be a rock star coach. Like, that's just kind of how it worked for me. And that's how my business grew so fast. The really cool thing about signing up a challenger to coach is that they've already been in a challenge group. They already know what it's all about. They know that they're going to be posting their workouts, and they've already been consistent with drinking their Shakeology, and they've already been learning how to eat healthy. So when they sign up to coach, it makes it easier for me because I don't feel like I'm training someone from the beginning. Like, they already kind of have that, like, they already know what a coach does. And then they just sign up and they start running the challenge groups, and it's just kind of like an easy transition. So then about a year to a year and a half into my business, I saw so many of these other top coaches doing these help wanted ads and getting, trying to recruit people outside of their challenge groups. And I think there's a place for that for sure. But I also think it's the way you kind of go about it. If you're trying to just recruit as many people as you possibly can, I don't really know how many quality people you're going to bring into the business, because a lot of these people have never tried the products before. They may just want to get into, like, get rich quick. And the thing about this business is that it takes consistency and time to build a successful business with this. Like, it's not something that happens overnight. So a lot of those people, I think, jump in because they think it's like a get rich quick. A lot of those people quit early on because they didn't really realize what they were getting into. So that's why I think it's so important to just kind of go back to the basics and make sure that we're attracting the right type of people. And then we're not just recruiting for numbers, but we're recruiting for quality people that want to get healthy and they want to help others get healthy. And those are the type of people we want on our team, because those are the people that are going to continue doing what our whole goal is and that's to help people get healthier. So this is something that corporate's been talking a ton to all of us top coaches. They've been talking a lot about just going back to the core values of this company and getting away from chasing those rank advancements and, really just get back to the core of this business, because that's what's going to keep our company kind of our company integrity where it should be. And just keep bringing the right people into this business, because you'll realize the longer you're in Beachbody that there is a culture of Beachbody coaches. It is definitely a culture of amazing, driven, positive, caring people. It's really cool, and we want to keep it like that. So anyway, that's kind of just what I wanted to touch on before Shayna got into it. The reason I asked Shayna to jump on is she is kind of like the queen of consistency and doing the little things all the time. When we were at the Diamond Retreat last year, I mean, every day, 5:30 or 6, she was out on the, dining room table. Didn't matter how late we had been up the night before. She's out there with her computer open, doing her power hour. I mean, she is the queen of consistency and the queen of doing the basic things. So I knew that I really wanted her to speak on this. And so if you guys don't know Shayna, she's been a coach for almost 2 years. It'll be 2 years in September. She is a Success Club 10 All-Star, which means she's hit Success Club 10 every month for at least a year. She's actually going to be a Success Club Legend come September. A Success Club Legend means you've hit it for 24 plus months. She's a 3-star diamond coach, and she's the founder of Team Goal Crushers. And she is one of the strongest coaches on Team Heart Hitters. And I feel really lucky that she took the time today to speak to you guys. So I'm going to let her take it away and kind of go through the content that she had planned for you guys. If you can, make sure you put your phones down, close out Facebook, get something to write on, take notes, and make sure you use this information that she's giving you. So I'm going to go ahead and mute myself and let Shayna take it away.
Awesome. Well, thank you for that introduction. That's super sweet. I felt like the total dork at the retreat, getting up early and doing my power hour, but that's how I do it every single day. And it really is just about getting back to the basics. For those of you that don't know me, Shayna, hi. And I got into this for a couple different reasons. And I just kind of wanted to give you a little bit of a background on that, because I think it's important to know why you get started as a coach. And a big part of why I got started as a Beachbody coach was financial. And I think that's okay. I think we shy away from saying that sometimes because we want to truly help people. At least I hope we all do. And for me, I did. I wanted to help people the way that my coach had helped me, but a big part of it was financial. And being a business, that's okay. And it's okay to say that. But that's not what it's all about. And if that is what your focus is, you're not going to grow a strong foundation and a strong group of people around you. And the people around you is what's going to make you successful. So first off, I didn't sign up to coach right away. I didn't even buy Shakeology right away. Andy, who is on the call, is my upline coach, and bless her heart, let me be in a group for 5 months without ever purchasing a thing from her. And I was in these challenge groups for 5 months. I was working through a program that I had actually borrowed from a friend, and I was loving it. I was loving the group. I was loving the community of people. Like Kelly said, I just kind of fell in love with that whole process of being able to work out from home and see these results and have this supportive group of women around me who cared if I got my workout in. So for me, I fell in love with the challenge groups first. I loved the programs, and I decided, okay, I'll give Shakeology a shot. I didn't even try it until I signed up to coach, and I signed up to coach. And I think it's important because those challenge groups that Andy let me be in for 5 months, not just one and done 30-day challenge group, okay, you did it, you're out, but she let me in them continually, again and again and again, is what helped me see the value in what these challenge groups were and the value of what these products could be and the community of people. And it's what got me to decide to start coaching. And I think that that's really important because like Kelly had mentioned, you're going to get your best coaches from these challenge groups. You're going to get those loyal people from your challenge groups. We focus a lot on Rank and Success Club, just like Kelly said. And I don't think there's anything necessarily wrong with that. If you want to grow a successful business, you need to be hitting Success Club every month. You need to be advancing in rank. But the problem is we focus too much strictly on that. And if you focus more on just helping people and genuinely helping people, the rank and the Success Club points are going to come naturally. You're not going to have to fight for it. You're not going to have to feel like you're spamming people at the end of the month, stressing yourself out to get to that Success Club 5. So it's all about taking it back to what we should be doing as coaches and why we all signed up as coaches, which is to truly and genuinely just help people. So I am a very organized kind of person. So I kind of labeled them 1, 2, 3, 4. And these are just my top 4 tips on how to get back to the basics. So number 1 is being proof that the products work. And I know that this is one of our vital behaviors. I know you all know you need to be a proof that the product works. But there's a few things in this that I think are really key to going back to the basics. First off, we need to be doing programs from start to finish. Not bouncing around programs, not thinking, okay, I can do 21-day fix plyo today and tomorrow I'm going to jump into PIO. And you've got to stick to one program from start to finish because a big part of what we do and how we show people that these products work is getting that next before and after picture and showing them that by just doing this, by doing the program every single day and just doing the program, you can get amazing results. You don't have to do the program, you don't have to run on top of it and go to the gym on top of it. And if you do those things, that's fine. But we need to show that these products actually work from start to finish. Drinking your Shakeology every day, no brainer. We all know that. We all do that, I hope. but showing a value in that Shakeology and what it is doing to help you in your life. Running monthly challenge groups. And this is key. And I find a lot of times we'll have coaches come in and maybe you say, okay, I'm going to start my challenge group the second Monday of the month. And it gets closer and closer to that date. And you maybe don't have any challengers. So you just don't run a challenge group for a month. We've got to be in a challenge group every single month, whether that is your challenge group, whether you jump into one of your fellow coaches' challenge groups. But being in those groups and getting that motivation and that sense of community is so, so, so important. And one of the things that I always say is, I will fill my challenge group. And if that means that my challenge group is going to be 2-3 people on top of me, that's fine. But I know that I'm at least going to have those 2-3 people in my challenge group no matter what. And I make that kind of non-negotiable in my business because I know that challenge groups are the bread and butter of what we do. And I'll go over that more because that's going to be my next topic. And then the fourth part of being proof the product works is sharing your journey on social media. And I think that this is something that we get away from when we do too many of those help wanted ads and the call to actions like Kelly was saying. And there's nothing wrong with that. Like you said, there's a time and a place for that, definitely. But more than that, we need to be talking about this every day in small ways. We need to be breadcrumbing what it is that we love about being a coach, that we love the community of it, that we love helping people, that we love running our challenge group, other things other than just the financial aspect of it. Share those things that you love about coaching, what it is that drew you to your coach. Think about that. When you signed up to coach, why did you sign up with that person? What is it that they were sharing that made you think, I want to do that? Share those things on your own social media. Share about how well your challengers are doing on social media. I know the big thing, Transformation Tuesday, that's huge. And in order to get those Transformation Tuesday pictures that you can share on your social media, you've got to be helping people get from that before to that after, which kind of brings me to my next point, which is number 2, which is run killer challenge groups. This is by far, I think, the most important thing that you can do as a coach, because we focus so much on those Success Club points, but those points are people, and those points are people that have trusted us to help them get from that point A to point B. It's not always easy, and I know that sometimes it gets discouraging. You sign somebody up with a challenge pack and they're gung-ho, and a week goes by, they posted once in your challenge group, and you're like, okay, well, what do I do with this person? Well, you follow up with them. You ask them if they need you to text them every morning to get going on their workouts to make sure that they did it. You ask them what it is you can share in the challenge groups that would help to motivate them, because that's your job as a coach. That's what you decided to do. That was your responsibility and what you committed to when you sold that challenge pack to somebody. The main focus of those challenge groups is helping those people to get from that point A to point B. And it's really important for you also to be active and present in your challenge groups. And I think this is something that sometimes we struggle with, especially when you've been doing this for a while and you feel like, okay, here it goes, another challenge group, the same information every single month, and maybe it's getting boring for you. Okay, then mix it up. And that's something that's really important. I know for me personally, this next month I've decided to throw out the template. I have my 30-day template of the things that I post every day in my challenge groups, and sometimes I'll buffer those posts out so they automatically get posted, so all I have to do is check in. And I came to realize that I was getting bored with it because I'm seeing the same information every day, and it's starting to just get monotonous for my challengers too. So one of the things that I've decided to do is go into my challenge groups fresh every single day. And instead of doing those template posts, when I post my sweaty selfie in the morning when I work out, or when I post my Shakeology posts, instead of just saying, okay, got my plyo workout in today, check, or okay, drinking my Shakeology for lunch, I need to add value to those posts. So instead of using a template, when you check into your challenge groups every day, check in and say, okay, I did my workout today. And you know what? It was really hard because last night I was up late last night. But the one thing I've noticed is if I get my workout in first thing in the morning, even if I'm a little tired, it's going to give me more energy and it's going to help me to get going for my day. Share those little things. Share tips that you found. Okay, it was hard for me to get up today, but this is what helped me to stay focused and get up and get my workout in. Share those in your challenge groups to give your challengers more value and help them figure out the best way to work this into their lifestyle. The other thing that I wanted to point out is you need to be helping these people beyond your challenge group. And this is something that I will give Andy a huge shout out for, because like I said, I was in her challenge group for 5 months without buying a single thing from her, guys. But every single month, she would add me to the next one. And every single month, she would still send me those follow-up messages and ask me how I was doing and check in with me and make sure that I was still rocking through whatever program it was I was doing. And that's so important, because the one thing that I really want to bring home for you guys today is this is about helping people change their lives. And you can make big changes in a 21-day group and a 30-day group for your fitness and your nutrition and your confidence, but it doesn't end there. And you still need support beyond that. And I know, just like a lot of you probably do, you have a success partner that you talk to and that you work with, and you have that support system behind you. That's the same concept with your challengers. You need to be continuing to help them beyond that. If they need to be in another group, put them in the next group. I have a continuous challenge group that I run, and I'll stick my past challengers into that group, which is great. But they're not as active as my paid 30-day challenge groups. So if I feel like somebody still needs that help, I'll put them in another paid challenge group. They don't have to buy anything again. They just need to keep going. They need that support. So make sure that you're continuing to support people beyond that, because that's super important, and that is how we're truly going to change lives and make an impact in people's lives. As well, like Kelly mentioned earlier, the best coaches come from challenge groups, and that is so true, because not only are these people falling in love with the products, they're posting every day, so you know that they're already comfortable with that. They're probably getting a great transformation, so it's a great transformation story for you to share, but it's also great for them to share as they start to coach. And another thing is that you're building that loyalty of loving this product and wanting to be a part of this community. And like Kelly said, there is a time and a place for those call to action posts and those help wanted posts, but it's so much easier to have somebody join your team who already loves doing what it is we do as a coach. It takes less training from us, for sure. But beyond that, these people are loyal to what it is that we do. They believe in these products. They believe in Shakeology. They're excited about it. They're passionate about it, and they want to share it. And that is really important to recognize, is that if you're running these killer challenge groups, you're automatically going to have people who want to do this with you and who are going to be amazing at it. And I will say, my best coaches on my team have been those coaches that have gone through challenge groups, because they get what it is that we do as a coach. And then my third tip is to do personal development every day. And if you're a coach on my team, you hear me talk about this a lot. I am big on personal development. I thought it was super cheesy when I first started coaching. But let's be honest, when you do personal development, it helps in every single aspect of your life, and you need to be doing it daily. And there's a few reasons that I think this is super, super important for you and for getting back to the basics. And that's one, it gives you something to share in your challenge groups. Like I said, we want to kind of get away from always just posting templates, but adding value to what it is that we post every day with our own sweaty selfies, our own Shakeology, our own recipes. And doing personal development will give you those ideas that you're like, that was exactly what I needed to hear today. I need to share that with my challengers, because I bet that could help somebody. It gives you something to share in your team pages. So it gives you things to share with your other coaches, and it's going to help them to be able to share that as well and get motivated and pumped up about what it is that we're doing. And 3, it gives you something to share on your social media. And like I said, we need to be sharing about this every day. And as coaches, we all know it's more than fitness, it's more than nutrition, it's more than the financial aspect that this business can bring to you. It's about truly changing lives and changing your own life in the process. And I can say from personal experience that personal development has helped me to completely transform my life in other aspects, in my marriage, in my relationships, in my confidence. So being able to share those things on social media, making sure you're reading it every day so you've got those little tidbits that you can add value to all of your followers is really important too. And then it gives you something to fill yourself up with. I know that it gets really easy to burn out in this business because you're constantly giving to other people. You're constantly sharing little pieces of you with these other people, whether they're coaches on your team, whether they're challengers, whether they're the people that are following you on social media that are sending you messages. And if you're not filling yourself up, you're going to burn out. You're not going to have anything left to give everybody else that needs something from you. So it's super important to take that time to fill yourself up. For me, a big part of that is also the being proof the product works, because when I get my workout in every morning, I feel so much more energized and better and ready to spread the love that day. But personal development is another really big part of that. And then my number 4 tip for you guys, the last one, is that it's not about you. And I think we get into this and we are automatically thinking, I just want to help as many people as possible. But as you go on and on, you start hearing about Success Club and ranks and the financial aspect of it, you start to focus in on that instead of helping people. And the thing is, nothing about this business is about you. It is all about how you can help other people. And the great thing about it is by helping other people, you're helping yourself. You don't even have to think about what's the benefit for me? What is it going to help me with? Because it automatically will if you're putting it out there and you're helping other people. It's about sharing your own story, your ups and your downs. You don't have to be perfect, but sharing that in a way that will add value to other people. And by doing that, it's going to help you to be more positive. It's going to help your own business, and it's going to help you have something to give back to people. The one thing that I always try to tell my coaches, and it's why I think I've gone away from the Success Club and more lives changed, is it's more than points. Points are not going to build your business at all whatsoever. You can sell things to people and it can sit on their shelf. You've got to give them a reason to go through you. You've got to give them a reason why being in a challenge group is going to make that difference than going to a gym or just buying a program or just doing a YouTube video. It's more about the people than the points. Every single point that you get on Success Club is a person. Every single one of them. And that is what you need to focus on. Because if you're focusing on the people that you're helping, that's going to build loyalty. That's going to build referrals to other people that you could help. And it's going to help you to grow your business just naturally. You're not going to have to think about it. Like Kelly said, this business is super unique in that our whole job is to change lives and help to transform people's lives. There aren't any shortcuts in this. There's no quick fix. It's not something that you're going to wake up tomorrow and you're going to have this booming, crazy business. And it's not something where I can tell you, here's 3 things to do, and by next month, you're going to be a diamond coach. That's not how this business works. It's about those little things that we do every day, those vital behaviors. They're called vital behaviors for a reason. It's about making sure that you are helping people and that stays your main focus. And I will be the first to admit I am guilty of thinking, oh my gosh, I got to get to this next rank, or I've got to hit Success Club and I just need 2 more points. And then I have to take a step back, and my husband is great about doing this for me. When I'm like, I'm only at 8, I need to be at 10, I need 2 more points. And he goes, the points were never the point of why you started this. You wanted to help people. Focus on that. The points will come. You've got this. And that is the mindset I want each of you to leave here with today, because it's not about the points. It's about the people. So that's what I have to share with you guys. I hope that you guys took a little bit away from it. I know Kelly might have something to add at the end, but yeah, that's what I got.
Well, that was awesome. Thank you so much for doing that. And sorry, this guy might talk over me, but no, that was amazing. And it's funny because a lot of your points, I mean, you did talk about challenge groups, and I was writing them down as we were going over them. But a lot of that it's just the 3 vital behaviors, or now I guess it's the 4 vital behaviors. So you guys are new coaches. So the first vital behavior is invite. Yellow is invite. The first vital behavior is invite, and be a product of the product, do your personal development, and the 4th one is recognition. So a lot of what Shana was talking about are just those vital behaviors. And when we break those vital behaviors down, that's when we get into our power hour, and those little things you can do every day to break that vital behavior down into step-by-step points that you can do every day. So that's why we always talk about how the power hour is so important. I'm sorry. How the 3 vital behaviors are so important, because those are the little things that are going to run your business and that are going to really make a difference day after day after day. So I'm going to open it up for questions. You guys can either do a question in the comment box, or you can unmute yourself and ask a question. And again, I'm sorry, he did not have a good nap, and I expected him to be sleeping right now. So I'm going to mute myself and let you guys ask questions.
Now you're all quiet. Don't be shy. Ask questions.
I'll try to ask you a question. What has been like a setback that you've had over the past couple years as a coach, and how did you overcome it?
Sorry, you totally cut out my screen.
I said, what was this like one big setback you had as a coach over the last 2 years, and how did you overcome it? And like, how did this kind of play into how you overcame it? Like,
honestly, I'm going to be like super, super real talk right now. This last month, June, was the hardest month for me in my entire business. And I think that people look at people who are diamond coaches and star diamond coaches and think that we've got it all together and it's easy for us. It's not always easy. I had a lot of setbacks personally and business-wise in June, and it was a struggle for me. And one of the things that I talked to Andy in depth about, because bless her heart, I vent to her all the time, is you've got to get back to why it is you started doing this. You have to keep it fun. And that's one of the things that I've been trying to do in my challenge groups especially, is focusing on me, focusing on my business, on my challengers, on my coaches, and keeping it fun and keeping it real and diving into personal development. And I've got to say, I know I already talked about personal development, but that is something that completely can transform where you're at. And one of the things I noticed is the beginning of June, I wasn't doing my personal development every single morning like I normally do. And it totally changes my mindset. Just getting into that mindset of, okay, yes, it's a rough month, but I'm not quitting. This isn't something where quitting is an option. I've made the commitment to do this. And yeah, this is a crappy month and I'm having a horrible time, but that's just one more reason to push through. And I feel like for me, reading personal development kind of gave me that mindset of, okay, yes, this is a valley. I'm having a really rough month, but that means that there's only going up from here and I'm going to hit that mountaintop soon. And that's kind of, I don't know, what helps me get through that negative time, I guess.
Yeah, I love that. And it's so true. I think, like you said, people forget that even like top coaches, people that seem super successful in the business, have rough months and have bad days, and have people that say things to them that, can give, set them back, or, yeah. So I think it's just, I wanted to ask you that because I think it's so important to remember that we do all have setbacks, and sometimes going back to the basics is exactly what we need to like get back at it. I think Megan asked a question in the comment section.
Oh yeah, she says, what is your advice for those challengers that you just try and urge to do more? I know it has to be something that they are ready for and they have to want it, but I so desperately want them to achieve goals and I can't get them to want it for themselves enough. Okay, so I've had this, and I think we've all had this, where we have a challenge group that gets dead and just quiet. And you're like, oh, you said you wanted this, and I'm trying to push you, and I'm sharing all this value with you, and nothing happens. I'm of the mindset of bless and release. And I know this sounds horrible, but like you said, you can't want it for them. It can't be something that you do for them. I can't go to your home every day and make sure you work out. I can't cook your meals for you. I can't blend up your Shakeology for you. All I can do is give you the tips and tricks that have worked for me. I can answer your questions. If you've got something that I can't help you with, I can reach out to my team and I can give you the support. I've gone as far as sending text messages to people. I have reminders on my phone now. I have 2 challengers who every single day at certain times, I send them a text message and say, all right, did you get your workout in? I'm just making sure you did it. And I send them something a little bit motivational with it. Just seeing what it is that person needs. Every person is different. And if they don't do it, then they don't do it. And honestly, there's nothing you can do about that. And all you can do is keep encouraging them. I wouldn't say give up on them. I mean, keep following up with them. Even next month, after your challenge group is over, I'd still keep reaching out and seeing how they're doing, because eventually that light bulb will turn on. And knowing that you stood by them even when they were having a tough time and they weren't being consistent is going to make them think, okay, I want to go back to that person because I know that she's going to give me the support I need right now. So I hope that helps.
Another thing I've done, I don't know if you ever did accountability partners, where if like halfway through a group, people aren't necessarily posting very consistently, you team them up. So if you have a group of 10 people, you team them up in groups of 5, and then you tell them they're only going to get their points for the day if they both check in with their workout. So it adds that extra layer of accountability because nobody wants to let someone else down or ruin their chances of winning the prize. So that's helped a lot for me. If I just feel like the group's dead, I'll team them up and make accountability partners.
That's a good idea.
Carly had another question in the comments.
Okay, let's see. What are some of the things you share about your story? I don't have a huge transformation to share. I feel like people get sick of hearing the I can work out while my kids watch PBS story. Yeah, so I don't honestly, when I first started, I didn't feel like I had a really big story either, to be honest. I'd had the transformation of losing my baby weight. But other than that, I mean, I am a stay-at-home mom. Life is pretty boring for me, guys. I don't have a whole lot that I do every day. So it wasn't about like, oh, I can fit it in with my busy schedule. Like, it seems ridiculous to say I have a busy schedule. I stay home with a toddler all day. Not that that's not busy. We all know it is. But still, I think for me, it was kind of digging deep and thinking about what this has done to change my life. And I started that even in a month after coaching. And I started talking about my story as far as gaining more confidence. I gained a lot more confidence through personal development, through doing things like this. This is not something I ever in a million years would have thought I would do, being on a call. And I remember the first call I was on with Kelly, and I was like shaking. I could not stop shaking. I was so nervous. But sharing about how you built up your confidence levels, sharing about the community. I think when you don't feel like you have a big story yet, start sharing just about the things that you love about what it is you're doing with Beachbody. Because I know as time goes on, your story is going to get bigger and bigger, and you're going to realize things that maybe you didn't think about. Like I started realizing about how maybe I should share about my past depression and how being a Beachbody coach and personal development has helped me to kind of get out of that hole. And it's, I mean, I would say probably it's stuff that you might not be comfortable with sharing, but that's the best stuff to share because people are going to relate to that. And that's the real raw stuff that people want to hear. But I hope that helps a little.
I always like to jump on other top coaches that I follow too, Carly. If I feel like I'm in a rut with what to post, I'll just go jump on some of my favorite coaches. And for me, some of my favorite are like Nikki Whiting, Stephanie Davies, Jen Richardson, Stephanie Chico. I'll just go jump on their pages and just kind of see what they're talking about and how they're sharing that. And that'll just, a lot of times it'll just trigger something like, oh yeah, like that happened to me or something similar kind of happened that I can share in my story. So obviously don't copy people, but like this is one of those businesses where it's awesome to get ideas, including everyone on our team. I mean, jump on some of the top coaches from our team and like get ideas of what we're doing. It's always a great place to start when you need ideas.
Yeah, I think one of the things that I was really hesitant to share about when I first started coaching, and obviously when you first start coaching, we all know it's not a get rich quick. It takes us time to build that income. But when I first started as a Beachbody coach, we were like dead broke, as in borrowing money from my parents. My parents actually gave us a car when I had my son because they wanted us to have reliable transportation. And I never thought about sharing that because that was such an imperfect part of my life and such a part of my life that was sensitive. And I wasn't making a huge income when I first started coaching. But sharing even the littlest bits of that and sharing about my story and how I was going to work towards fixing that through Beachbody before I was making any money with this was something that was really helpful too. So just kind of sharing like, here's where I am now and here's what I'm doing to get to where I want to be.
I know I always feel weird about sharing income too. Did you get good feedback from that when you were sharing that part of your story?
I had a lot of really good feedback from it. And I think it really depends on how you share it. So if you just share, hey, look, I made this paycheck. Awesome job, me. Like that's kind of icky to me. I don't know. It just feels icky. But if you share something just raw about your story, like one of my very first posts about finances and how Beachbody has changed my life financially, it didn't come until I was like over a year into coaching because I was so nervous to share about it. But I basically shared about how we were living off of borrowed money and how much we were struggling. And I was very open and honest about our financial aspect before and where I have come, and that no, it didn't happen overnight, but I knew that this is what could catalyst me into this. And I know that I can get even farther than this now kind of post. And it went over really well. I had a bunch of people reach out and were like, oh my God, I had no idea that you went through that. Like, I feel like as coaches, we want to put our best foot forward all the time, obviously. But a lot of times that means that people see our posts, especially if they're not people who have known us for a while and they're new people to our network and they don't know that we've gone through struggles. So it's important to share that and share it again and again and again because you're always adding people to your network. So new people are going to see it. Like I get, for example, all the time I get oh yeah, it must be easy for you though, because you're already fit. Okay, I work really hard to be fit. I'm not like a naturally thin person. I'm not a naturally healthy person. I have to stay on track with my nutrition. If I have a weekend, I was away for 4th of July in Vegas and I was not eating the best and I gained like 8 pounds. It's very easy for me to gain weight. So I think sharing those things though with people so that they know like, okay, you're not perfect and you did come from somewhere. You're not here and this is how you've always been kind of thing.
Shayna, I think that's a really good point too, is not forgetting to like retell your story over and over in different ways, because some people may miss it on Facebook. Some people may need to hear it again. I can't remember the statistic, but it like takes people so many times of hearing something before it really sinks in. So don't be afraid to kind of like say the same thing over again in a different way, because it's going to resonate with someone else differently, or it's just going to like remind them like, oh yeah, she's been talking about this. I remember seeing something about this a while ago, and she's still talking about how much she loves Beachbody, you know, whatever the case is. So don't be afraid to kind of repeat yourself or tell your story over and over again. Because like if you are doing your power hour, you're going to be adding people, and you know, people are going to be following your journey or jumping on, or you know, so that's a really good point, Shayna.
Thanks. Yeah, and I will say, I mean, opening up and being vulnerable, you need to get a thick skin, because there are going to be people where you share something that open and vulnerable and raw to you, and you will get some people who are negative about it or who take what you said the wrong way, and you got to know that's not you. It's all them. It's where they're at in their story, and you have to just be willing to shrug it off. And sometimes it stings more than others. I've had a few that have stung pretty bad, but you just have to recognize that's where they are, and that if you're sharing this and you can help just one person by sharing what you just shared, it's worth sharing.
Yeah, that's so true. I always feel like it's a rite of passage to get either made fun of or someone doubting you or someone saying something very hurtful. I feel like it's a rite of passage for being a successful Beachbody coach. And like you said, this isn't, you have to kind of have thick skin in this business, because you're not just selling a product. Your proof that the products work are you and your story and your transformation. We're not just selling doTERRA oils. We're not selling Jamberry nails. Like we're selling us and how we feel, and putting yourself out there. You could open yourself up for criticism, but like you said, Shayna, if one person makes fun of me, but I change someone else's life, it's worth it. And the person that made fun of me, like, who cares? Honestly, who cares?
Yep. Oh, it looks like Megan posted. This is a question about how you post. Do you use the same call to action picture info every month for your new challenge group? Same for the call to action for coach. How often do you change it up? I change it up a lot. I use the same kind of post and picture on my like page for my sponsored ad pretty frequently, so I don't change that one up as much. But my monthly posts, I try to change it up, and I try to just share a little piece of my story in every call to action, and I try to make it different. So I think like, okay, in April, for example, it's tax time and people are thinking about money a lot. So in April, a lot of my call to action posts and my challenge group and coach, I tried to think about ways that I could tie in how Beachbody had helped me financially, where I was before and where I am now, and things like that. But yeah, I try to change it up, and I always put something personal about me in it. Because like Kelly said, I mean, we're branding us, we're selling us, and I don't ever want to just put it out there like, hey, join my challenge group, it's going to be awesome. And like, I try and share why my challenge group could help somebody, if that makes sense. And I always take new pictures. I'm taking selfies all the time. I don't know where I heard it. It was in one of the calls I listened to when I first started coaching, and they said, look at your life through the eyes of a coach. So take pictures of absolutely everything and think, how could I share this in a way that would add value to somebody's life? And at first I thought it was kind of silly, but then I realized, like, I take pictures when I'm at the grocery store of different products, and I take pictures of me out and about. And when I'm struggling to think of something to post or a call to action, I've got all these pictures to go through. So I always try to mix it up to keep it interesting.
Yeah. I think it was Stephanie Davies that said that. I remember that stuck with me too. Like,
I loved
the eyes of a coach. Mm-hmm. What was I going to say about that? Oh, yes. Adding value to people's lives. I always think that's so important too. Like, what are you saying? What are you posting on your page that's going to make people want to come back for more? So that's where the personal development comes in really good, because if you're building yourself up and getting more positive and more confident, like, people want to be a part of something like that. Or if you're sharing really great clean eating tip ideas or great meal ideas, or talking about ways that you're working out with your kids and you have good tips for people, people are going to come back because you're adding value and giving them things that can help them out.
So not to bring you guys back, but you guys were just talking about how people post mean things. How do you guys turn it around? Like, obviously you don't want to delete it. You kind of want to feed off of it, but how do you?
I have deleted some comments before. I'm not going to lie. If something is really, really negative, like I want things to be positive on my page. And if something's really negative, I posted a picture of Andy and I went to Lululemon and I had somebody post something super negative about it. And then people started posting off that and it was just getting like out of hand. I just deleted it because I don't need that negativity, but I do try to combat stuff publicly too in a nice way. Yeah, I don't know. Sometimes I delete it. What do you do, Kel?
I've deleted it and I've also responded in the comments to someone because I feel like it almost makes them look stupid. I absolutely loved, and I don't want to single you out, Amanda, but
I was just gonna say I was gonna tell about it anyways.
Yeah, I would love. So Amanda, I just saw she posted. I don't even know the whole story, but she posted this amazing post last night, and I like love it. If you guys go on, it's Amanda Soltero. If you go to her page and like read it, she literally like I don't know who you were calling out, but it was amazing.
So it was actually like one of my good friends who is a dietitian and who I know through baseball, and I always share her recipes like in my groups because she has like a blog with great recipes, and I always ask her like nutrition questions. If I get a question from somebody that's just kind of like above, you know, what I would know or and she went to school for, so I'll ask her and just get little tips. And before I even became a coach, I asked her, you know, about Shakeology and she was like, yeah, it's great. Like I've actually looked up, you know, the nutrition on it because I've had some clients ask about it. And, you know, she told me how to like add spinach and fruit and, you know, like she just answered so many questions. And then for some reason, like the last week, she's got a rock in her shoe about it. And she's been sharing all these articles about like slamming Beachbody, about how we don't really care for people. We just want their money, and that Shakeology doesn't taste good, and like just all this mean stuff. And then I saw more of our baseball friends like sharing the article that she was sharing. And I was like, hello, like I talk to you guys about this all the time. And it just brought up more of just, I know that people are negative about it, and I see it even on things un-Beachbody related, just how social media can just be such a mean, terrible place that people make fun of other people or they put others down. People post, you know, I'm sure we've all seen the negative posts about network marketing and how it's a scam and everything's a scam all the time. If, you know, that's something that somebody doesn't believe in or doesn't really know anything about. And I just see it all the time, people posting like, stop telling me how great your product is and just tell me how much I owe you or something, like posts like that. And so it kind of inspired a post while I was in the airport. It's a very long post, but it just felt good to like lay it out there. And it's gotten like 250 likes and like 30 comments on it. And I was expecting it to like not get anything. So people like when you're real. Like people like when you turn a negative into a positive. And I've gotten even a bunch of private messages from people being like, I saw your post. I just want to let you know, like, even though I might not like your post, like you inspire me by your stuff and keep it up. And who cares what the haters say? Because I promise, like, I use your tips and I do this and that. So just be real with people. If go read it, you'll feel a lot better. It was one of those things where I was like typing it out and they were like, turn off your phone. Like, we're going to the landing. And I clicked send, like turn my phone off. And it was just like, I just could sit there on my flight and be like, ha. Like it was so much better. Like it just made me feel like a weight was lifted off. And then I turned on my phone when I got off the plane and I was like, holy, that was not what I was expecting. So people like that stuff.
No, I just think people are really quick to judge. And part of my thing, like when I started, I know I've told you guys the story 1,000 times, but when I first signed up, I was all excited and I called my mom and she was like, okay, well, just don't be upset when this doesn't work. And it was like that comment alone literally fueled my fire for this whole thing. I was like, fine, I'm going to prove you wrong. So same for all of you guys, for all those people that say those shitty things, just say, all right, screw you. Why don't you come see what I do in the next year? And then you can still be making fun of me. I had a guy, that owns a gym in Reno that I used to work out at, and I started doing Beachbody, and he was like, oh, I'm glad you're taking credit for all the hard work we've done, you know, like basically saying like what I looked like was because I worked out with him, not because of Beachbody. So I was like, screw you. I'm going to prove you I can keep a six pack for the next 3 years, regardless of if I was in your gym or not. And I can guarantee I'm making more. I was telling Chris this the other day, I'm like, guarantee I'm making more than you now. And you're working from 5 a.m. till 7 p.m. at night, training people in that gym. So you be proud of yourself, you know, but I just truly think that those people that make fun of you and say stuff, just make them fuel your fire and push you to like prove them so wrong, and just say, all right, you can say whatever you want, but I'll be laughing to the bank. You know, again, not all about money, but I'll be laughing to the bank when I help thousands and thousands. Like last month, we helped like so many people from our team. It's like cool to say like I was a part of that, and I was a part of starting this team that now is helping so many people. So
because one of my friends, you know, texted me and was like, what's going on? Like, tell me about it. And so I told her, and she was like, you know what? Like, it's probably most likely that she's jealous that like maybe you're having more success like with it, you know, with this kind of like world than she had, like quicker than she had, you know, or something. And like, she's feeling threatened by it. So people that are commenting like mean things and are saying, you know, that you're not qualified or whatever they're saying, like they're saying it because they don't think they could do it themselves. And so if they can't do it, then you can't do it either. So like Kelly said, it just like let me like fueled my fire for sure.
Well, and people resist change, and I think that's super important to recognize too, because your friends and family are going to be the ones that critique you the hardest on things like this, because they've known you the longest. They know who you are, and they see you starting to change, and that makes them uncomfortable. So I don't know. I've had a lot of experience with that as well. And one that stung pretty bad, somebody I've known since I was 2 who literally just was like, I don't even want to be your friend anymore because you're doing this. And it was hard. And that was probably my second hardest moment, when I was like, should I actually be doing this? And then I was like, no, yes, I should be doing this. I am doing what I want to do, and I'm helping people. And if she wants to be negative, that's her, not me. So it's hard to get to that place in your mindset, though.
If you guys haven't read You're a Badass, it is like completely about throwing everybody's opinion out the window and just like doing you and doing what you want to do and feeling the fear and doing it anyways. Like, it is such a good book about how to take people's like negativity and make it like your power.
Yeah, not gonna lie, it was really hard. Kelly knows I've been following Kelly for like 2 years. I just started Beachbody coaching, and it's like super overwhelming, and I was so excited to like post on my page that I'm doing this and you can't take it away, like yay. And someone I knew for like ever, her first thing was, it was the first comment I got too, so I was like super excited to check it out, and it was all, what makes you think that you're qualified for this? You're the fattest person I know. That hurt.
Oh my gosh.
So bad.
I would have deleted that. I totally would have just been like, delete.
I would have private her and been like, that is very offensive. Like, I would have, well, people
I
are
had
so,
guy once
people are
comment
so-
how I looked, and it was like the worst thing in the world. Girl,
people are
Sorry,
so
I don't
brave
think
behind a
about-
computer screen, you know?
Okay, can you hear me? My girl's still singing too loud. So, no, some old guy, I don't even know who he is. There's a post I boosted, and he commented. It was like a picture of me like working out in my jammies. Like, that was like, the post was like, hey, I don't have to put on gym clothes. I can work out in my jammies. Well, yeah. And he's like, oh, that's gross. You're too skinny. I was like, who are you? And I don't know if I commented on it or not. In my head, I was thinking like some really naughty things to say.
Yeah.
Girls. Okay. But I was thinking in my head what I should post was like, hey, I'm eating healthy, I'm feeling better, and using it, girls, I'm sorry. I don't know why they're singing Christmas songs. To like tell him like, hey, and I didn't even care about him. He's not going to be a client of mine. Like, I know that. He doesn't care about Beachbody. But to educate everyone else, like, I'm eating healthy, I'm feeling good. It's not about how I look. So, and basically being like, forget you, I'm going to post more selfies of how skinny I am or how not skinny I am or whatever. What? Okay. I'm going to mute myself. My kids are loud. Sorry.
I love the noontime because we have all the kids though. It's kind of fun.
And we're really a hot mess, right? Any more questions before we've already been on the call for about an hour now, so we always like to try to limit it at that. So do we have any more quick questions or anything before we get off? All right. Thank you guys so much for being a part of this and pitching in, and I hope this kind of helped give you some new ideas. Yeah, and if you have any more questions for Shayna or I, feel free to ask it on the team page. So thanks again, Shayna. I really, really appreciate it.
No problem. Thanks for having me on, guys.
Let's make it another awesome month, guys. See you later.